Good evening. The bed and breakfast had been completely covered in snow for 2 days, barring entrance and exit. Yet somehow, no one was miserable. Everyone was bundled up in the coziest warm sweaters they could find. Old-timey music played on the chunky radio, and the lights of the bed and breakfast took on a beautiful warmth against the blankets of the snow outside. It was perfect, or at least nearly perfect. All tonight needed was
Coco's ready. Parish called from the kitchen, and from couches and pillow forts, the whole B&B descended on the tall steel pot overflowing with rich chocolate, cinnamon, milk, peppermint, and care. All the mugs were piled down from the racks, with long ladles filled with the warm concoction. Bowls of handmade whipped cream were quickly emptied, and playful accusations of marshmallow theft flew through the air. Everyone was here, and no one besides Parish noticed that the only one tired witch was missing.
Only on rare occurrences would Yazeba leave her study, but the warm fireplace was one of them. Parish found her resting her feet against a footstool and wrapped in a heavy quilt, a laborious old tome squatting on her lap. He put a mug of cocoa down next to her and settled into an antique floral armchair.
Is everything okay? Parish took a sip from his own cup.
Yazeba went to lash out, getting ready to mutter a "none of your business," or perhaps a "why do you care?" before she looked at her cocoa. A gentle line of steam dances up from the rich chocolate, nestled in a commemorative mug shaped exactly like the bed and breakfast, with one chimney looped out as a handle. She picked up her cup. She picked up her cup in both hands, held it close to her face, and for the first time in many years, could feel its warmth.
Welcome to episode 7 of Room for Everyone, a Yazebas Bed and Breakfast actual play. I am Stephanie Allen from Charm Person Games, and tonight I will be your concierge. I will also be playing Hey Kid, a devil child with a lot of energy and not a lot of sense, who uses they them pronouns.
Hi everyone, I'm Leslie. I use she, her pronouns. I will be playing Amelie, a workaholic robotic housekeeper who uses they, them pronouns.
Hi, I'm Max. I use they, he pronouns, and I play Parish, a brave frog, once a night. Now the chef at the bed and breakfast, he uses he, him pronouns.
And I'm Sebastian. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm playing the Moon Prince, the runaway prince of the Moon Kingdom, who also uses they, them pronouns.
I am Dana Ebert. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Yazeba, the heartless witch who also uses she, her pronouns.
Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast is split into separate chapters that each use their own rules, and tonight we are playing chapter 25, A Mug of Winter Cheer. Tonight, the staff of Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast doesn't have any guests, so we will get cozy by the fire and have some hot cocoa. So Hey Kid is probably sitting in the very middle of the floor in everyone's way so that you have to trip over them to get anywhere. It is got, it's a pretty simple plain looking mug. It's, bright green, but it's massive. Like they have to use 2 hands every time they pick it up to drink out of it or they risk spilling.
If there's a beanbag, I think the Moon Prince is probably sitting on that, like kind of just lying on it, like very close to the fire.
Parish is finishing up his distribution of mugs and going around with a second bowl of whipped cream, topping off anybody who would like some more to mix into their beverage.
More, please.
He looks at Hey Kid very pensively and goes with a squint and the eyebrows up, and then adds a scoop of it onto your remaining hot cocoa.
Thank you. Take a big drink. You're gonna come back. There's like a big dollop of whipped cream on Hagen's nose.
Amelie, did you ever figure out the eating food? Would you like some, or?
Actually, I have figured out the eating food. I would love a cup. I found a floppy disk and was able to download the programming. Thank you.
Yay!
Oh, that's great.
He prepares a mug for you, like as if he's doing a Harvard science experiment. It is so precise, with the ladle to the right level with the marshmallows aligned and the whipped cream in the middle of it. And he holds it out to you with two amphibious hands.
Thank you so much, Parish. I cannot wait to try it.
I cannot wait to watch you try it.
Why would you watch me?
It's the first time
you've never had my food before.
This is correct.
I mean, if it makes you uncomfortable, I won't watch. I don't have to.
No, it is quite all right. I was just confused. You can certainly watch me drink my hot chocolate, and yeah, Amelie will have the mug in their hands, look at it, look up at everyone looking at them, and then just go, "It's warm." Oh. And that is sweet, I think.
Yeah, that's...
That tastes delicious. I understand why everyone likes chocolate now. Thank you so much. This is delightful.
Anytime you would like some, my kitchen is open.
Yes, thank you, Parish.
I will be certain to ask. Thank you.
It's so exciting. We're gonna have to try so much food now. You have to have some of Parish's cookies, one he hides above the fridge. We have to have some of those, and you gotta have the carrot cake, and you gotta have the beef stew that Parish makes, and you gotta have grilled cheeses, and you gotta have corn on the cob, and it just keeps going. We'll start listing off
As
random
talks, Parish removes a notepad from his back pocket and writes "move cookie jar." Again, underlined.
So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, Yazeba is, seated in her chair, pointedly not making eye contact with anybody. But as Hey Kid starts going off on this tangent, she just calls out, "You'd better drink your cocoa before it gets cold."
Oh, it's okay. I can just warm it up again. Because I can light a fire.
Please do not light an unsolicited fire in our lobby.
Okay.
At least not at the moment. At the moment, everything is clean.
Oh yeah, you did a really good job. It's Amelie, and he gets really excited and nodding and hot chocolate right out of the mug.
I think Amelie glances, then shuffles towards Hey Kid, and then drops a dusting cloth, and then slowly sweeps at it with their foot, and is totally clean. This is okay.
You're so good at your job, Miss Amelie.
I do my best.
Once everyone is caught up in conversation again, I will look at Yazeba a little bit torn and eventually decide to go over, and I will pull off a pillow or a cushion from a nearby chair and sit down on the floor in her general vicinity. Look up at her and say, I'm sorry that you are stuck in here with everybody, although it's larger than your usual sanctum, yes?
Larger is not always better.
I do know that. I just worry that you don't always get enough air and not air, but I don't know, like a fish in a tank too small for their own good. I just want to make sure that you're feeling okay with this change of pace.
Well, next time I want your opinion, I'll be sure to ask you.
And I'll be sure to ignore that and give it to you when I feel that you need it.
Great.
Miss Yazeba? Hey, Miss Yazeba?
Yes, what is it?
Why is your study is like really small, so is that why you don't let people in it?
One of many reasons.
What are the other reasons? Why
Hey,
can't I
kid.
go in your study, Miss Yazeba?
Come on, do you remember what we talked about respecting other people's personal space and consent to enter their spaces?
I'm asking, like you said.
Okay. And if she doesn't want to tell you, that's gonna be okay too, right? Because that's part of her privacy.
She has an answer.
He will put both of his hands up like this.
Be assured that the reasons I don't want you in my study are innumerable, enough so that I could not possibly list them in a single night.
Wow. Okay.
That's okay, hey kid. You know you can always come to my room. I have a couch, and I might even let you jump on it.
I love jumping on the couch.
Me too.
And I have spent a token to create the question, why can't Hey Kid go in Yazeba's study?
Oh my gosh.
Hey Moonprince, hey Moonprince, hey Moonprince.
Yes. Hey, kid.
Do you like jumping on couches?
I used to. Earth gravity has made jumping decidedly less pleasant.
Oh.
But
what if you sit on the couch, then everyone else jumps down on the couch, and then it's like you're jumping, but you don't have to like do any of the jumping.
I haven't actually tried that.
We should try it.
Now I'm holding I can't. I don't think
I'll
now is
like
the
put
best
my
time.
hot
I'm-
cocoa down in the middle of the floor, right where I'm sitting.
There's a
okay.
thing that you do as a child in my town with a big sort of cloth, and you all grab the sides, and sometimes you can make like a dome with it. But if you put things in the middle, smaller things, we would do. You could thrust them up with the force of everyone, and maybe if we got enough people, we could send moonprints waving closer to their home.
But this is their home.
Just not actually into space, just maybe a good 5 to 10 feet in the air.
That's so hot.
Actually, sounds like fun. I could forget about Earth gravity.
Yeah! I get to scramble up on the couch and be like, Moonprince, come sit on the couch!
I don't think I should do that now. I need to. I'm gonna kind of glance at Yazeba and be like, I think I should. I would sit here. Maybe we can try tomorrow.
Remember, if anything breaks, then Amelie has to fix it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's their job.
I don't want to create more
Yes,
work
but she's
for,
having her
for Amelie
right now.
Yeah.
Yazeba turns towards the moon prince. Who are you again?
Well, I'm the Moon Prince.
Sure you are.
They came from the moon.
And yes, I am terribly sorry about that spaceship in your backyard. I'm working on it.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Well, just more residence garbage.
I think it makes quite a lovely piece of decor. It's unique. And also,
It's really fun to like go exploring in it. Oh, but then Hagen's like, oops.
Yes, it's become a regular feature of the bed and breakfast, much like the cockroaches in the attic or the burn marks in the kitchen that one of you left.
I got rid of those cockroaches days ago.
aren't bothering anybody up there.
Did they come back? I thought I got rid of them.
In that case, thank you, Amelie. You're the only one around here who's helpful.
Yes, I'm the only one that cooks all of our food.
Sometimes
Fine.
help.
Is there anything I can do to be more helpful?
If you could invent a way to keep Hey Kid quiet, I would consider that quite a blessing.
Okay.
Why would you want me to be quiet? It's not fun.
And Parish, do keep up the cooking thing. You'll learn how eventually.
Hey, kid.
Yeah.
Would you mind coming with me to the kitchen? I have to get a few things and I need an extra set of hands.
Okay.
Thank you. I will take Hey Kid off to get, I don't know because I just lied, to get something to give out. I'll figure it out when I get there.
The kid leaves their hot chocolate mug in the middle of the floor and goes running past it and very nearly tips it over, but doesn't.
I will turn around and point at it like aggressively to Amelie that it's on the ground.
Amelie, I think, gives a nod and then shuffles over and picks it up and puts it on a table with like a little coaster under it. It is safer there.
We get to the kitchen. Hey kid is just like, what do you need help with, Parish?
Yes, I just need help carrying in some trays, and I thought that perhaps we should bring out some linens as well because chocolate can sometimes be messy. So why don't you carry some of these for me, if you will? And he takes out some of like the cloth napkins and gives Hey Kid a small stack. And oh shoot, what else is good for this weather? We can't give them. No, we can't give them more sweets. The hot chocolate is already sweet.
Yeah, and it's good when you have sweet stuff with it.
I think
You can dunk your cookies in the hot chocolate.
Oh, that is a good point, isn't it? Okay. I do have some left, and she will platter some cookies as an excuse to bring back.
Hey kid definitely puts like several in their mouth. It's like, ah.
You're going to chew and then swallow.
Mm.
No, all the way before you take another bite.
Mm.
Thoroughly.
Mm.
Back in the other room, the everything in front of the fires met with a moment of silence as half of the people here go to the kitchen. And after a few moments, Yazeba leans back and sighs deeply and gestures towards the Moon Prince. If you want to help, then what you're doing right now is incredibly helpful.
Oh, I'm not doing anything right now.
And that's perfect.
Oh, so you would.
You're doing something now.
Okay.
Moon Prince, you are also a guest here. You shouldn't feel the need to do anything. You were just welcome as a visitor.
Oh, I mean, but I wasn't doing anything, and then, sorry, Yazeba said that I was doing something, and I don't know what, and now I don't know what I'm doing.
What you're doing is an awful lot of talking.
Yeah, sorry. I think Moon Prince will
All
kind
right.
of just sink into the beanbag and just look into the mug and be like, I pretend I do not
Right.
see it. Like,
Residents of the bed and breakfast, we have some napkins courtesy of Hey Kid, and we have some lemon bar cookies with a sugar glaze, and we have some pistachio and rose cookies as well. And he will set them down on like a coffee or side table of some kind and say, dig in. And he, a lemon cookie off of the tray, because it is my duty to do at least once an episode as self-imposed.
A kid comes around and actually hands people napkins.
Thank you,
Hey,
hey kid.
A napkin for Amelie, and a napkin for Moonprint, and a napkin for Miss Yazeba, and a napkin for me. And I'll like shove it like halfway into my shirt, like a bib. And and napkins for the table, and I'll just like dump them on the table.
thank you, Hey Kid.
Can never have
welcome.
enough.
I think the Moon Prince is going to kind of glance again in Yazeba's direction, take a couple of breaths, and be like, excuse me, Yazeba.
Yes, what is it?
So I would like to get to know you better, and it is rather difficult to do that if I do not talk to you.
I sense there's a question in here somewhere.
I mean, not necessarily, but are you enjoying the coca?
Yes, it is very pleasant. Thank you for asking.
That's good.
Perhaps everyone would like to share what they were working on before the storm came. I've been tending to the greenhouse, working on growing some herbs.
Have any new plants sprouted since last time?
I have been trying very hard with this basil plant. Very hard. It just does not want to grow.
Why?
I wish I could ask it, because I have done everything the little gardening book has said, and it simply will not.
Hey, Miss Yazeba,
What is it?
can you make plants grow? Like with magic? Can you help Parish?
If I help Parish, will you give me 5 minutes of silence?
2 minutes.
4 minutes.
3.
Deal.
The kid just like picks up like the pad of paper and crayons and starts furiously coloring.
I didn't think that would work.
Yazeba begins muttering some arcane enchantments under her breath, withdrawing a wand from the inner pocket of her leopard coat. She points it at the basil and casts a spell. The basil immediately flourishes, going from half dead to full and bushy, but it continues growing. Bigger and bigger and bigger.
I suppose I will be making tomato soup this week as well.
Wow. How did you do that, Yazeba?
Just simple witchcraft. Nothing spectacular.
On the contrary, I think it's quite
I think it is
spectacular.
spectacular. Yeah, agreed. I assume it's still growing, right?
It is. It just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger. In like 20 minutes, it's going to be a pretty significant problem.
Oh god.
Well, I like basil.
That's hardly even a spell. You all would probably be impressed by any street magician.
I like street
Yes.
magicians.
I have
Oh, then please, by all means, go to David Blaine's bed and breakfast.
Well, actually, we can't go anywhere right now. He will gesture to the snow that is piled at every exit.
Yes, you keep reminding me.
I'm certainly not the one who looked at the sky and told ice to fall from it. I don't like the cold at all.
Does somebody tell the sky to snow? I thought that was weather patterns. According to my database, that is weather patterns. We were due for a snowstorm.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yes,
you
but
could control
sometimes my mother would have an important thing, and so the night before she would be like, please don't rain, and then it wouldn't rain, even if we thought that it was going to rain. So I think maybe it could be influence.
I did not know that.
I
About
mean,
Earth.
I suppose it could have been a coincidence, but I never thought that it did. I, of course, was maybe Hey Kid's age, if not younger.
I would assume that would be coincidence. Processing. I'm going to check for instances of people controlling the weather. Processing. There's a whole movie about it, but then the sky rains meatballs. That seems like a bad time. Processing.
This guy. That
Then
actually
I
sounds
wouldn't
like a
even
rather-
have to cook.
That sounds like a rather tasty time, actually.
They seem quite large. I do not know. To me, it looks dangerous.
I think that anything that's large enough is dangerous. And I'll look at the plant again.
By now, it's a veritable indoor tree that's now kind of pushing and bending against the ceiling.
It does smell very nice.
Is there anything you can do to stop it from growing again?
Oh, it'll tire itself out. Just a lot of energy, just like Hey Kid.
Oh,
So is that how that works? You provide it with energy to grow, not force it to grow.
look what I
What is it?
What is it?
drew! I'm doing a whoopsie, interrupt someone to show them something I think is cool. And I have drawn the spaceship that's half sunk into the pond in the
Oh.
back in crayon. See, it's really cool. I drew the spaceship, and there's me. It's like at the really top, and then there's Moon Prince, and we're holding hands because we're friends, and we're jumping up and down because in my picture the gravity doesn't hurt Moon Prince. And then there's Amelie like wheeling around, and they're picking up stuff, and Parish's tongue, and there's just like this pink line on the side.
Oh, that's great, Hey Kid. It looks just like us.
Is there anything you need from that bottom half of the ship, Moon Prince?
Is there anything I need from well, No, I have been getting along just fine without it.
Okay. I haven't tested it. Haven't tested most frog things, but I presume I could stay underwater for quite some time now.
You probably could. Yes.
I don't know. I never bothered to try.
So real quick,
Do
I'm
you-
gonna give the token from my whoopsie. I think I'm gonna give it to Yazeba actually,
Oh, thank you. I guess
because I think that Hey Kid wants you to learn something about friends.
For friendship.
on that note, and thank you, miscasting a spell is a whoopsie for Yazeba. So
Excellent.
I will give that to Parish, so that he can hopefully learn to grow some plants.
So delete one of
I
your
am a
tokens
knight,
and
not a
then
chef.
Put one on. Put one
No,
on.
I'm a chef, not a botanist.
Yeah. So just make sure you delete one of your tokens, Data, and we'll put one on an extra one on Parish's sheet.
Yeah, sounds good. And then I just deleted one. Yazeba kind of scrutinizes the picture that Hey Kid is holding up. Where am I in your picture?
You're in your study.
Perfect.
Because you're always in your study.
She seems really impressed with that answer.
It's nice that you're here, Miss Yazeba.
As you say that, she kind of stares into her cup for a moment, and doesn't give you an answer to that or a response.
Do you want to be in the
Parish
spaceship with us?
No.
Hey Kid picks up a pink crayon and starts
That's
doing your hair.
the last place I want to be.
Hey Kid is already drawing you on top of the spaceship.
It is nice to have you down here, Mrs. Zeba. It isn't often that you grace our lobby with your presence or your spectacular wardrobe.
Well, the fire's here.
Yeah.
And it was nice that you graced us with this cocoa, Parish.
All in a day's work. He will take a slightly smug sip.
And it is good to finally meet you.
Yes. I keep a mental account of everyone here ranked by loudness. I'm happy to say you're in the bottom 50%.
Oh, I mean, I'm not naturally inclined to be particularly loud.
And let's try not to change that.
Okay. So, how did you start learning witchcraft?
Oh, you know, like you do. 'Twas the 90s. I was at a Borders. I met some other women. Picked up some new age books. It's a snowball effect, really.
Is that how you learn magic? You have to read books?
Oh, yes, lots of books. You write them too sometimes.
Is the book in your study?
Oh, it's not as simple as a single tome, child. It takes years of dedication and a disciplined mind.
I'm disciplined. I've been making a comic book. I've been writing a book. Hey Kid will like reach down or the pile of like those big tablet drawing pads you could get from the Dollar Tree, and pulls one out and starts flipping through it. And yeah, Hey Kid's been working on a comic book.
What is it about, roughly?
It's about this super awesome hey devil who is purple, who is like 7 feet tall and has like 17 horns and goes on lots of adventures at a hotel that they live at.
Do they also have access to an unlimited supply of cookies?
Yes, cookies are what fuels Hey Devil.
Is there perhaps a twin or a rich heiress to the company, or a blonde girl that mans a snack cart, or
Those things are all in there.
Perfect.
And Hey Kid's very excited. He says, look, I'm writing a book. Can I read the books new to study?
You are not to go anywhere near my study.
Why can't I go in your study?
We go.
It's full of so much cool stuff.
That's one of the many reasons why.
What? It's kind of cool stuff, and I want to see it. And that's why I can't go in.
If I were to name even just a few reasons. 1, you're too loud. 2, you touch everything. 3, you don't put things back where you found them.
I'm
4,
trying. Sometimes I do.
4, no one but Amelie is allowed in my study.
But what if it was Fix Amelie and Hey Kid?
No, and 5, you learning magic is the most terrifying thing that I can imagine for this world.
Really?
As Hey Kid exclaims that, it seems to dawn over Yazeba that she's just said too much. And she settles back into her chair with a harumph.
I could be so scary.
It's okay, Hey Kid. Parish has said that you can visit him, and of course you can always visit me.
And I wanna go in Miss Yazeba's study.
I think while this is all happening, Amelie has shuffled over to the basil plant and is going to do a whoopsie, which is refusing to diverge from their programming and is trying to clean up the basil plant and is just sweeping up basil leaves as they fall, like kind of like sweeping up the plant, which is also a whoopsie, which is sweep up something that needs to stay put. That's fine, either of those whoopsies. So Amelie's just over here trying to clean up this basil plant frantically.
Amelie, the token for your base for your whoopsie.
I think I'm gonna give that to. I'm gonna give it to Parrot. I'm gonna give it to Moon Prince.
Oh, really?
And that's to go with learn to go with your gut, which is what Amelie is doing, which is not the best idea, but you know, maybe you should sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you. Seeing Amelie do this, I'm gonna ask them. Would you like help with that? I could.
Oh, that is quite all right. I do not need assistance. I'm just worried about this basil plant going awry and mess. But thank you. I do appreciate that.
It should all stay attached to itself for the most part.
Yeah. Parish, I wonder, do you have some kind of container we could put the leaves in?
I've got plenty of containers, or not on me at this very moment, but the kitchen has plenty of jars.
I can certainly obtain one and put the clippings that I have now in there. I will be right back. And yeah, Amelie will shuffle out of the room, shuffles back with like an armful of containers, and just resumes trimming the plant.
And kids just like craning their neck and like, staring up at the top of it. It's like, I think we're gonna have to cut a hole in the ceiling.
No. This is I am.
If we don't, then I think the basil tree is gonna do it anyway.
I am.
It is just basil.
Taking care of it by clipping.
But it's like taller than all of us now. It's just going up. I have a plan.
Actually,
and Candace is gonna like actually get it to start climbing up the basil tree.
Oh no, 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 no.
It's gonna
And-
be fine. It's gonna work.
No,
You'll
no,
see.
no, no.
And,
No,
and I'm
no.
gonna keep climbing all the way up.
Dangerous.
Uh,
You do not you do not want to fall. It's very painful.
I'm not gonna fall. And I'm at like the top, and I just go. "Ah!" I did the thing where I like burst into flame.
Oh no.
The basil plant on fire. And just like ride it down. And it is terrifying, but it works. And I'm like,
My basil.
No,
like
the plant.
I ride it like down until the basil plant's like a reasonable like 3 feet tall. And then I'm gonna like and just stop.
So even though it's on fire, does it still keep growing?
As the leaves kind of burn up and wilt away, it kind of sloughs and sheds into a huge mess on that side of the room. But sure enough, the growth of the plant comes to a stop.
I am using a bingo concocted plant that doesn't seem like it would work, but does.
Wow.
I'm going to use an additional bingo and anticipate and avert a possible mess. And I think Amelie is down catching the charred pieces of the plant so they're not quite falling onto the ground, and has one of the containers and is just filling it up with plant char.
I don't imagine those leaves are usable then.
Unlikely, but this is better than the floor.
It's true.
Smells like food in here.
Does
My basil
food
plant.
usually smell so crisp?
Sometimes.
Poor Parish.
I'm gonna like pluck a leaf like right off the plant and like yeah, it smells like food.
That's because I cook with it often, Amelie. It goes in a lot of food. You don't really eat it by itself.
Hey kid is already like halfway shoved the leaf into their mouth.
You can, and he will look at them but gesture at Hey Kid. But not always.
Understood. It is not recommended. I will refrain from eating the burnt basil leaves.
Are you all right, Parish?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Would you like a hug?
He stops for like a long moment, like he opened his mouth to talk and then didn't. I don't know the last time I had a hug. Sure.
Yeah, okay. Moonprince will totally hug Parish.
Okay. I will, clap them on the back. Old chap. Yeah.
Once Amelie has finished cleaning up the mess, they kind of shuffle back over to the room. And they haven't moved for a little bit, and part of their programming is never idle unless playing music, quiet music, so you hear a quiet sound of music coming from Amelie's speakers. Like it's some peaceful, like quiet, mostly electronic, like lo-fi kind of music. As Amelie stands still and sips some cocoa.
Hey kid will sit by the fire and listen to the music. Do a little bingo there.
How are you, Yazeba? And I think that's going to be my question for Yazeba. How are
Yeah.
you?
Got on there too.
Yazeba is gonna glower a little bit. I've no idea how you expect me to answer that question. I'm Yazeba, same as ever. And That to Yazeba seems a frivolous question, and so I'm going to burn it and take the tokens.
Okay. I think that is a whoopsie for Moonprince because they messed up something they thought they could handle. The thing they thought they could handle being talking to Yazeba. I think I'm going to give the token to Hey Kid. Because this is what I don't know. I mean, I imagine Hey Kid already knows what happens when Yazeba is annoyed, but can't hurt to
Never
be
stopped
reminded.
them.
Yes.
Well, Parish is going to press on this. Foolishly. No one can be exactly the same forever. Surely you wake up each morning feeling something different, even if slightly.
No, not at all.
You've never slept wrong and woken up with a kick in your neck.
Oh, that happens all the time. In fact, I would consider each and every one of you a pain in the neck.
That isn't what I meant.
Miss Yazeba, if I am causing you pain, please be sure to let me know.
No, Amelie, you're perfect. Keep doing what you're doing.
Amelie is going to pause for a moment. I think you see their eyes kind of like light up and glow like a yellow. And they're going to process a feeling that is not in their index, and I think it is proud. And do the little bingo. Because they're stoked. They just got a compliment from Yazeba, and they've never felt more proud.
I am calling mine a whoopsie in a refuse to let go. And I want to give my token to Moonprince as a lesson about perseverance, because he's not mad that he fumbled. He's happy that he tried.
Yeah, and honestly, Moonprince appreciates that he kept with the question.
Yazeba does answer Parish's question. Yes, you're right. People can change. Hearts can change, but luckily for me, I don't have to worry about that.
You don't have to worry about hearts?
Yeah, what do you mean?
That flabbergasts Yazeba a little bit. Oh, surely you know. You lot are gossiping all the time, talking about me behind my back.
No. I've never talked about you when you aren't here. Not like that.
No,
Nor-
I've only ever heard respectable and admirable things about you.
Well, once I said it was meant because you didn't share your study.
Well, it's no secret. Long ago, I sold my heart.
You could do that?
Oh, yes.
Why?
How
Who has your heart? Where is it? What does it look like?
how do you still function without a heart? As far as I comprehend, humans need that to pump blood and oxygen throughout the body, and
Yes, I understand your question, Amelie. It's... Magic is sometimes less literal.
this is true. I am not as familiar with magic. There is not a lot in my database about magic.
It's... When it boils down to it, it's all symbolism and contagion. Those are the two elements of magic.
Isn't that like disease?
No, like propagation.
Like the
Like
basil
plants?
plant.
Yes.
Magic is hard. If I could go in your study and read your books, I would know more about it.
I very much doubt that.
Yes, it what? I can read.
Oh, I know you can read. You're...
I read your books and I would know more.
Gosh. I was about to say, I know you can read. You're not a day porter.
Does she actually say that?
Yes. Lou, please.
Gosh.
I don't. Gertrude can't read, but she can write. I see her writing in her journal.
Does Gertrude not carry that book around everywhere? Do they not?
I've
that-
always just assumed, because if Gertrude would read, then she'd have no problem knowing the rules.
You do know that Gertrude admires you greatly, and I think would be hurt to hear you speak like this. Severely.
Yes.
Yazeba falls silent at that.
Gertrude
I
is-
think
yeah.
Hey Kid kind of like leans into Moon Prince and says, "But Gertrude can't read."
And I just go, shh. Then I also will turn to Yazeba and be like, actually, yeah. I mean, Gertrude is the reason why I was so excited to meet you finally.
Well, congratulations. Now you can be disappointed just like everyone else.
You can't get away with that either.
I'm
Who?
not disappointed.
Right.
I'm afraid I can do whatever I want.
No, you can't. You can't hate everyone and yourself and pretend like it's a big joke.
Can't
We
I?
wouldn't all be here if we didn't want to talk to you.
I do find
You
being in your
hated us all
employ.
so much, and we wouldn't work here.
That is true. I find being in your employ quite delightful.
Thank you, Amelie. You're a delight as well.
Besides Amelie.
There was so much cool stuff, Miss Yazeba. And the bed and breakfast is really fun, and I like it. And I met
Fine.
so many friends here. I met. Have you met Iker? Iker says like you're the reason it's alive. And Dragon Bones is always looking for you.
Is that so?
Dragon Bones, we went for Halloween and we went trick or treating, and Gertrude dressed up as Yazeba, even though I wanted to dress up as you. And Dragon Bones really wanted to was following her around because he thought that she was you, and was just really wanted to meet you.
Wait.
I would advise that you do not get in contact with Dragon Bones for your own safety.
Dragon Bones is nice. He's my friend.
I
Wait.
do not remember
someone,
Rag Bones.
Someone dressed up as me for Halloween.
Gertrude. I wanted to do it, but she did it first.
Is
so.
that where my other coat went?
Oh, maybe.
If you are missing another coat, I can certainly be sure to find it. I bet it is somewhere in the bed and breakfast. I didn't realize one was missing.
No, it's fine.
It's probably in the laundry room because that's where Gertrude sleeps.
If Gertrude took it, she can have it.
Then I will not return it. Understood.
Have you seen her jeans? They have holes in them. Clearly she's in need of a new wardrobe.
I assumed that was a fashion statement. A lot of images on the
cool.
internet show a lot of holes in jeans. I think that is the current trend.
It's cool.
Oh,
When I
don't-
had jeans and they had holes in them, I would be told to get new ones. Because they had holes in them.
It's because you're not cool, Parish.
Holes are trendy, according to Cosmopolitan magazine.
Oh,
I do
all
recall
Cosmo
some...
ever talks about is holes.
Is the Cosmopolitan not a drink? It's a magazine as well?
It is both.
Is one named for the other?
I thought Cosmopolitan referred to the population and mannerisms of the citizens of a city.
That is the third definition.
That's asking a lot of one word.
Welcome to English.
Earth is full of marvels.
Miss Yazeba,
What is it?
Gertrude, get your coat.
Is there a question in there somewhere?
I think a lot of your stuff's real cool.
What exactly did you have in mind?
You've got this like sometimes you have like a stick and you like wave it around, but it's not your wand. It was in your hair one time. It's all like knobbly.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh. You put it in your hair and your hair was like up, and then like sometimes you just wave it around when you're talking, and like you're like da 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 da. Hey kid, be quiet. Da 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 da.
Do you mean a hairpin? Hey, kid?
Maybe. It's like it looks like it's made out of wood, but like not any wood that I've ever seen. It is all like knobbly and full of bumps, and I don't want to touch it.
Like a decorative hairpin.
Fine. You can have it if you stop asking questions about my study.
Oh,
Isn't going to happen.
forever?
Until you ask a question about my study, it's yours. But if that happens, I'll take it back. Does that sound like a deal?
Deal.
The pact
How-
is sealed.
Nubby hair stick. Nubby hair stick. Nubby hair stick. Hey kid looks very expectant, like he's like they're expecting you to just like hand it right over. Nubby hair stick?
Would you like me to fetch it, Miss Yazeba?
By all means.
I'll be right back. Amelie will shuffle out of the room for a little bit to go get the hair stick. I imagine it's on like a I can't think of the right word right now, but a vanity. Whew. There we
I was
are.
literally imagining it like in a pin cup with like an actual wand and like paintbrushes and like just like random stuff along with some pins.
Perfect.
Everything that's like kind of cylindrical goes in
Yeah.
one thing.
Right. And then we'll eventually return with it and hand it to Hey Kid.
Nubby hair stick. This is so cool. Thank you, Miss Yazeba. This is like waving it around. Quietly. But it's like seriously, just like
Why didn't I think of this long ago?
How long is Hey Kid's hair?
it's like really short, like almost non-existent.
Okay.
Yeah,
Never
can they
mind.
actually wear it?
Nope. Knobby bits. This is like running their fingers over it because it's all like nicely textured.
I wish it was that simple for me.
Hey, Miss Yazeba,
What
are we
is
friends
it?
now?
I have no friends.
Oh, that's really sad.
Would
can
you
be friends.
would you like some?
I am more than comfortable in the life that I have.
But it would be more comfy if you had friends.
What do I need friends for when all of you keep badgering me so incessantly?
When you're feeling sad, your friends can make you feel better. When you feel lonely, you can talk to your friends. And so if you're like sick, your friends bring you soup. And like when you are bored and you want to have fun, and your friends play with you.
I don't make hot cocoa for people who aren't my friends. At least not for free.
Miss Yazeba, do you enjoy my company? And that is Amelie's question to Yazeba.
Oh, Amelie. I hate your company the least.
Is Amelie your friend?
Amelie is my guest, as are the rest of you.
But Amelie lives here and I live here.
Yes, as guests of the bed and breakfast.
But this is my home. Miss Yazeba, this is my home.
That is true, yes.
Okay. I live here. It's my home.
It is. All are welcome. There's room for everyone. Says that on the door.
But Gertrude, there's no room for Gertrude. The house won't give her a room.
That is not true. Gertrude
thought-
has received a room.
Gertrude just got a room.
She got a room?
Yes,
Sure got
after
a
the
room.
debutante's ball.
Yes,
The house
room.
created a room for her.
Oh, I have to jump on her bed.
And that strange, water kettle in the kitchen. The one that talks. It created that too.
There's a water kettle in my kitchen that can talk.
There's a water kettle in the kitchen that can talk.
I
You haven't noticed it.
just thought
Hasn't spoken a word to me.
It's just like torn out of the room to the kitchen.
Oh, well, you no doubt used milk for your hot cocoa then.
Yes.
Yes, when you heat up water in it, as it gets closer to boil, the more it talks. All it does is spread gossip. Or spill tea, as it says. Surprised you haven't noticed.
I haven't noticed either, and I use that frequently.
It's been so cold in here the last few days that I've been boiling my water in a larger pot.
Probably smart.
I must completely tune the kettle out, which feels rude of me.
Hey, kid comes tearing back in and be like, I found it! I found it! I found it!
I'm definitely not
Holding,
in the
like,
kitchen enough to be
this
aware
kettle.
of this.
There's
Say something,
nothing for
kettle.
you to see in there. Don't worry. It's just me and spice racks and dishes.
And this kettle that talks! Say something, kettle!
And that kettle that apparently talks.
If I'm being honest, Parish, that sounds lovely.
What? No
Somebody
other
would've-
people.
Somebody want to make
Oh,
do the kettle voice.
The spices.
I will do the kettle voice if you'll let me make the kettle Jewish.
Sure.
I
Why not?
I'm
I love
Jewish, so
that.
I can do this. I make the disclaimer to the whenever I do this thing, this kind of
I
thing.
love it. I love it. I'm here
Um,
for it.
You're gonna boil water in it.
I think Hickey's just holding the kettle. Like, it talks! It talks! Say something, kettle!
Ugh, it's been a minute since I was able to talk to all of you. I've seen so many things recently. You're all too quiet.
Oh,
No one has ever told me I'm too quiet.
And who are you? I
I'm
can't
Hey Kid.
see you.
I'll turn it around
Hey,
so he can see
kid.
me. I'm Hey
Your
Kid!
name is Hey Kid.
Yeah.
They just call you Hey Kid. There's nothing else
Usually they
after
yell
that.
it. They usually just yell it, but yeah.
And so I just imagine that, like, as it's talking, its pitch just gets higher and higher and higher until it just screams and then stops talking.
as the water is boiling.
Yeah.
Hey Kid's like got like flames on their hands, like boiling the kettle. What's
Oh my
your name,
god, you're the
kettle?
one boiling me? Oh
Yeah.
god, that's really something. You know, my grandson would have.
What's your name?
Are you okay, Kettle?
Yeah, it's getting hot in here.
And I'll like stop my hands.
And then I guess it would get less, like, lower pitched again. I am not a voice actor.
You are now.
I don't think anybody gave me a name.
How about Ethel? Ethel McKettle.
That sounds like a good name.
Are we
Good
friends,
and
Ethel?
strong. If you promise not to boil me too fast again, then we can be friends.
I promise.
All right. Point me around the room so I could see.
Wait, you do not like being boiled, but yet you are a kettle?
Just not too fast. It's jarring.
That I understand. I've been jarred before, and then I shut down.
You shut down.
Yes, like I powered down.
What are you, a robot?
I am a robot. It is
It's
nice to meet you.
It's Mix Amelie.
Oh, wow, I didn't mean that seriously.
It's Mix Amelie, and that's Miss Yazeba, and that's the Moon Prince, and this is Parish.
You're
Hello.
a frog. Holy beep.
Yeah, he's a knight and a chef.
Oh, please. Not a night anymore.
I get a bingo for making a new friend, and I'm gonna
Oh,
put it
that's awesome.
on Amelie's question. Do you enjoy my company? And I'm gonna turn to Yazeba and say, "Are you having fun, Miss Yazeba? Do you see? This is what having friends is like. Do you like us?
Your question is, are you having fun?
Do you like us?
Do I like you?
Do you enjoy our company?"
As much as I enjoy anything. I'm gonna burn that question too.
All right.
Look, you said that you all came to talk to me. Does anyone have any intelligent questions?
Well, did anybody hear about that thing in the walls?
Which thing?
Icker!
Oh, yes. I believe, hey kid, you mentioned it when we were stargazing.
Icker is my friend.
Your friend.
Yes.
Oh, so you're friends with the thing in the walls? Because I just heard the thing in the walls while I was on the counter, and I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good. They might have to call an exterminator.
Icker can get really big and scary like me.
It lives here.
Yeah. It lives in the walls. Yazeba brought it to life.
He doesn't have a room. Isn't that bad for your back? Be in the walls all the time.
He's like it's like a puddle, but like dirt. And it lives at the wall.
I guess I can't talk. I'm a tea kettle, ain't I?
You can talk.
Did it want to come and join us for Coca?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't know where it goes.
Because, I don't want it to feel unwelcome.
Well, we play sometimes. It could be a ball on its own, and we just throw it just bounces off the wall, and it's fun. He doesn't get hurt. It's fine.
Parish has been puzzled by this individual for like well over a month at this point. Has never met it. Dubious that they exist. And with more details comes more and more confusion and no answers.
Hey, kid is like best friends with Icker. But yeah, Icker's a friend. And I think gonna glide past a problem here, a devil may care charm that nobody seems to think that Icker is real, doesn't believe me. I don't care. Gliding past a problem with devil may care charm, which is a bingo. And I'm gonna put that bingo on. See, Amelie doesn't have a question. Moon Prince doesn't have a question. I can't talk about Yazeba's study because then I have to give up my cool stick. What is Parish's question?
I started with mine when I asked Yazeba if she was okay, like sharing this space.
I will put it on that question then. And I'll turn to Yazeba and say, Miss Yazeba, you're fine with Iker being here, right? And sharing with Iker?
Oh, yes, of course. Ica doesn't talk, so as far as I'm concerned, they're the perfect guest.
They do talk. It does talk.
How long has it been talking?
Since I met it. But it doesn't talk to you, so maybe that's why you're happy with it.
I'm going to have to consult some books later. That's most curious.
Knobby stick, cool knobby stick. I have a cool knobby stick. And I'm gonna actually get like settle down into like a pillow on the floor and like just like really like into it. Like I'm scratching my back and hold up this knobby stick, knobby stick, knobby stick, knobby stick to myself.
Are we allowed
I'm
to
gonna
ask
get cozy.
Are we allowed to ask, like, come up with like a question and like come up with multiple questions for Yazeba?
Sure, if you spend another
Okay.
token on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So Yazeba, what is your favorite book? Because, you know, I heard that she wanted intelligent questions.
That is a decent question. Fiction and non-fiction.
Oh, one of either.
That might take me a minute to think about.
That's all right.
I want to know too. Knobby stick, knobby stick, knobby stick. Like still playing with the stick.
Yeah, it is a very knobby stick.
I'm gonna try and count up. 1, 2, 3. Is that wait? Did I count that one?
I will answer that eventually, but I do need to think about it. So.
Yeah, that's okay.
A kid is super lost in the knobby stick.
I came across a rather interesting book lately.
Oh, what was it? Are you reading it, or is it just one that you encountered?
I am part of the way through it now. I was about looking for some new cookbooks on account of the weather. It's on its way. And I found a book that is nonfiction, which never interested me when I was a real person. But now that I'm a chef, it's about different drinks and how they changed the world.
Oh. Oh well. First of all, you are a real person, Parish.
Well, I used to be much taller.
Frogs are people too.
But I'm a frog.
Yeah. But you're also a person.
I must concur with the Moon Prince. I dislike people greatly, and if you weren't a person, I'm sure you wouldn't get on my nerves so much.
Well, also, as a frog, you have that very handy tongue trick that you can do. That is always fun.
I have to say that is very, very fun.
So being taller
Yes.
isn't always everything.
And there
It
are
ain't easy being green, though.
Yeah. And there are undoubtedly people who are shorter than you.
I just always wondered, why a frog? Or I wonder a lot of things, but that's close to the top of the list. Pish posh, not to bother you all with my things. I am going to lose track of reality. Getting caught up in a flight of fancy.
I think I'm gonna do a whoopsie at the same time, which is focus too deeply, ignore what's going on around me, and not chime in to help Parish feel better.
because
about
you're just
about
kind of
himself.
looking at the knobby stick.
Knobby
Yeah.
stick. I'm like, knobby stick. This is a textured makeup brush. It has knobs on it. It makes me happy. And I'm gonna give my whoopsie to Parish. Because I feel like Parish just learned a thing about how to keep Hey Kid occupied.
That is true. I'm gonna give my token to Yazeba because it's like exposed that I am still insecure about my path in a very real way.
Yazeba will chime in on your open-ended question. If Parish is actually interested, it's not a helpful answer, but Yazeba will say, "Oh, that's just because one of the first witches turned someone into a frog, and all the others are terribly uncreative."
It's a trend.
Oh yes, it's very trendy turning people into frogs.
See, so if you are a frog and you wear jeans with holes in them, that makes you extremely trendy.
Ugh, I can only imagine. It's less popular now. I think it's rather gauche. Well, frankly, it's dad magic.
Dad magic?
Yes, like, just kind of old, unoriginal.
Processing. Like dad rock.
Yeah, like witches who are dads tend to like it. That's how I would stereotype it.
Processing. Like Nike Monarchs, a very boring white shoe.
My dad wears them.
It's a dad shoe.
Yeah.
Like you said, dad magic.
I love finding out what things exist in this world through Amelie.
Me too.
Amelie's here for your cultural references.
It's so funny that the robot trying to figure out who they are. This is our cultural reference touchstone. I think Hey Kid is like, huh? Dad magic. Huh. What's the original magic? What do you call that? Is that mom magic?
No, not at all.
Is there a cool name for it? Like dad magic?
You consider that a cool name?
I mean, it's neat. It's a funny term. I like it.
I'm glad that you enjoy it. No, the first magic was more primordial.
For what?
Primordial.
It's not terribly important, but the first magic, it drew on power from primordial things, from concepts, from the
Like-
stars, from fire. Oh,
That doesn't mean you should light more things on fire, hey kid.
I've done it again. I've said too much.
I'm just thinking.
I do enjoy the stars.
I also enjoy the stars. It doesn't
I like
surprise me that
fire.
magic comes from the stars.
Oh, there's powerful magic in the stars. The moon, too.
Oh yeah.
I've thought a lot about the story that you told us, Moon Prince, when we were looking at the constellations about
Oh yes.
the individual painting them, sort of.
Oh yes. Chroma.
I've come to quite like that chroma.
I'm glad.
Hey Kid looks very thoughtful. and I'm going to do a bingo. Listen to someone else and reflect on what they mean. Been listening to this conversation. And I'm going to take the final token off the big question. And I'm going to put it. What was the Moon Prince second question?
It was, what's your favorite book, Yazeba?
Right. And I'll turn to Yazeba. And I'll say, did you decide on your favorite book? Or is there too many good books?
What Yazeba says seems to be a soft deflection, but she says, oh, anything really. The discovery of witches, maybe.
That sounds interesting.
Oh, it's fiction. In fact, it's completely unrealistic, but that Matthew de Clermont.
So
That's my favorite thing about fiction.
Our big question is now out of tokens. Do we want to end the session here? Do we want to wrap up or no? We want to keep going.
Does anyone have any scenes they want to get in before we finish?
Yeah, we can do a little like wrap up if we want, or
That's fine by me.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Hey Kid is kind of quiet for the rest of the night. It's just like got his like knobby stick and like stops playing with it, so and like legit like just eventually just falls asleep on a cushion in front of the fire.
Yeah.
I will collect the empty or half empty mugs and chat quietly with Ethel as I begin to bring that to the kitchen.
Sorry. Parish, did you just say you were going to the kitchen?
Yes.
Oh, I'll go with you.
Sure. Of course, Miss Yazeba. He puts the last mug on the tray and side nods. Begins to head that way once again. So, are you still feeling all right? Ish?
Never better.
Huh.
I did want to apologize for the things I said about Gertrude. That was quite rude of me since she's not here.
While I appreciate it, I don't think I'm the person you would have to apologize to.
Well, that may be so, but I only had one in me, so there it is.
I will accept it in her absence, provided you have put in such effort.
Appreciated.
People do admire you here, you know. They don't think of you in this reclusive way that you think. You're more of like a mysterious, magical Batman witch.
The last place I should be is put on a pedestal. I'm no one special. Just an old witch who sold her heart long ago.
Be that as it may, you employ us all. You let anyone stay here when they need to, and if giving purpose and shelter to people isn't commendable, then I'm not sure what is.
I'm not one for compliments. But
Really? I hadn't noticed.
I'll return one in kind. Your cooking is more than adequate. And she will turn and walk out of the kitchen.
Would you? That figures.
What are Amelie and the Moon Prince doing?
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
they're in the
that
kitchen.
while that was happening, I'll kind of go up to Amelie and be like, so, Amelie, I have a question for you, actually.
Okay. Please ask, Moon Prince.
What do you think I should do so that Yazeba likes me a bit more? Because, she said that I shouldn't do anything, but she also said that you are very useful because you do a lot. So I'm a little bit confused.
Processing. I promise I am not answering. I am trying to compute what you've said.
Oh no, I understand. It also occurs to me that I asked like 3 questions when I said I was asking 1, so
I think Yazeba appreciates when a individual is themselves. And I think Miss Yazeba realizes that you have not reached your full potential, maybe, and you can blossom by accepting yourself for who you are. I am useful because I clean and quietly mind my business most of the time. But I think Miss Yazeba recognizes that I am working towards something and appreciates that about me.
oh, thank you. That makes sense.
I hope so. I feel like I talked into a circle, which feels weird as a automaton. Usually I would have a direct answer, but that one
That's
was a
okay.
little more nebulous.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. And if I can take a whoopsie by trying way too hard to make someone else like me, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Amelie because Amelie has learned about that.
Cute.
So I think we should go around now and all of us answer the big question in character. And the question is, how do you keep trying? How do you keep trying even when it's hard?
Amelie can go first.
Go for it.
I think Amelie is pensive for a second and says, well, it is part of my programming. I think, or is it that I actually enjoy what I do? But it is part of my programming. But I think I also just enjoy being around people and making people happy.
I think, hey kid, one can go next. Cause not trying is also hard, but like it's not hard in a different way, and it's like not hard in a way that makes you sad. It's hard in a different way that makes you sad, and trying makes you sometimes sad, but like less sad. Like it's not as not trying is worse.
I say that you can only ever take life one day at a time. So one day can be hard, but tomorrow is a different one. And so you try to find new purpose there that makes it not as bad.
I think the Moon Prince is gonna say, you, I ask advice from people who are more knowledgeable, and I try to do as much as I can with what I have, and that is the best I can do, even when it's hard.
And that is where we're going to conclude this episode 7 of Room for Everyone, Chapter 25, A Mug of Winter Cheer. My name is Stephanie Allen. I am one half of Charm Person Games. You can find us at charmpersongames.com. You can hire me and or Natalie to run literally any tabletop game you want. We'll work with you. And you can also reach out to me to make your overlays. I made the overlays for Room for Everyone. I've made several overlays for a few different shows I've done in Carrion Comfort Studios. So please reach out to me on Discord or Twitter. And also you can pick up Natalie's book that she wrote called Sapphic Space Pirates. If you've ever wanted to be a Sapphic space pirate, now's your chance. It's really great. And you're going to be able to get copies in print at PAX East, because we will both be going. I will be running games with Gehenna Gaming. Natalie will be running games with Games on Demand, and you can buy Sapphic Space Pirates there as well. Let's go with Max. Who are you? What are you doing? Where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. You can find me this upcoming Tuesday for the finale of Growing of the Dim Season 2 on Critical Misses. If you want to see Becca and I's characters maybe finally get somewhere after flirting in 3 different shows, that might be the thing to watch. You can find me some other places in a few months, but I'm not allowed to talk about them yet, so that's all for now.
Sebastian.
Yep, I am Sebastian Yue. You can find me on Twitter at Sebastian Yue, spelled just Sebastian and then Y-U-E, all one word. I'm a full-time tabletop game designer and I perform sometimes. I'll be back on this channel soon. Thank you.
Dana.
I am Dana Ebert. You can find me on Twitter at Mistress Dana RPG. I do a lot of stuff, but I am a content creator, game designer, best known for my work on Pathfinder and Starfinder. And when I'm not hanging out here or doing like other shows or charity streams, I am on a podcast called The League of Ultimate Questing, which is an actual play 5e D&D podcast where questing is a major league sport, complete with in-world sports commentary and fake ads, and it's fun. You should check it out.
Right, and Leslie, who are you? Where can people find you? Also, what's going on in Carrion Comfort Studios?
You got it. I'm Leslie. You can find me on Twitter at Leslie Wombat. I'm also currently on an actual play of Vampire the Masquerade, Indie Anarchs on Martlet's channel every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, so catch me there for that. Otherwise, for Carrion Comfort, I am the content manager. So, our schedule for this week, we have more Kingdom Hearts The Interstitial War tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with 3 special guests, so go ahead and join us for that. We're back Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern for more late night comfort. This time we're interviewing Rachel, Miss Petty Dreadful. Sunday we'll be back for Carrying Comfort News at 3 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday we're back again with Comfort Sickle at our new time of 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we're back again Wednesday with 7 p.m. Eastern with Good Game Well Played. And then you'll find us here again Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Or nope, that's 8. Just kidding. The graphic says 7. I'm a liar. You'll find us here at 8 p.m. Eastern for more Yazebas Bed and Breakfast. And otherwise, we still have our same old sponsors. We have Callow, we have Dice Envy, and we have 1985 Games. All you can use on their websites. You can use Comfort for 10% off your order, and then 1985 Games is still doing a Kickstarter. And with their Kickstarter, if you use our special link, the first 20 people to do that link will get a potential to win a free set of their Sharp VHS dice. They look very nice. Otherwise, the other thing I will mention is that Indiegogo is still live for Yazebas Bed and Breakfast, so go ahead and go to Indiegogo Yazebas Bed and Breakfast to go ahead and contribute to this game as well.
Excellent. We want to thank Evan Galloway for a theme song, A Ways Away. And thank you also to Jay Dragon and Possum Creek Games for this lovely game. And as Leslie mentioned, it is out now on Indiegogo. So please go snap up one of those beautiful copies. And until then, we'll see you Thursday, 8 p.m. for episode 8, chapter 20, One of a Kind Metaclonomatic. And until next time, comfort comes soon.